YouTube.
Yes.
StreamYard. Okay. All right.
All right. So there we go. So we're live. So good morning, everyone, and no one. So I don't think anyone's watching yet, but they might jump on. Oh, no, it's 4 people. That's great. Yeah. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live stream with me and Matt, and with today's guests, we've got James from Movie Monster. And we've got Dan again, returning from Oceans Reviews. Now,
Hello.
The reason that we're doing this today, I couldn't do it yesterday on a Saturday like we normally do because I was down the hospital all day with my old man. And the reason we're doing this at 10 a.m. this morning, which is an unusual time for us, is because both James and Dan are in Australia and it is 9 p.m. Sunday evening. And no doubt they've got to get out for work in the morning. I know Dan does, and we usually have him up till, or we have in the past had him up till late. So that's why we've done it early. So we'll go around the room, and I'll go with James first. James can introduce himself to you and give a little sort of chat about his channel. And there we go. So James, over to you.
Okay, so my name is James. I'm the Movie Monster, and I decided to have a channel of my own actually maybe 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. And the first idea was to make it in Turkish. So I recorded more than 10 episodes in Turkish. And then I said, why I'm not doing this in English so I can reach more people? And then I created another account, and there it is, Movie Monster. So I have 2 channels now, reviewing the movies. Mostly they are going parallel. I mean, I'm doing the same thing in both channels and different languages. And so one day I met AJ here in YouTube, and here we are.
Superb. So go over and I will add links to the comment section afterwards. Not the live comments, I mean the standard comment section. And if you notice, James has got his little... What sort of bird is that, James, that you've got on your left shoulder?
This is kind of little parrot. And her name is Tori, and she is 2 years old. And if you feed them properly, they live 30 years old. And I believe we're going to become old people together. And she's a happy bird. You know, actually, she born in a house into people's hands, so she didn't even see another bird, maybe. So maybe she thinks that she's a human, feeding with us, drinking beer with us, wine and everything. So, yeah, I really like her, and she's also joining me in the channel all the time until she got bored. But right now she's kind of sleepy. I believe I'm going to give her to my wife soon. She's doing fine for now, yeah.
That's sweet. That's great.
Really
and
cool.
Obviously we've got Dan there. Dan from Oceans Reviews. Dan?
Yeah, pretty good. Just, I don't know, introduce my channel, I guess. I don't know, just pretty much just make quite similar videos to all the guys here, you know. Reviews, I don't know, Blu-ray sort of related movie videos, unboxings, I don't know, just all sorts of stuff. I've stopped on the Nicolas Cage reviews for a while. I don't know what it is at the moment. I just haven't really had the time to sort of sit down and watch a movie and prepare a sort of review. But yeah, I don't know. At the moment, actually, I wanted to tell you guys that I actually just got a 4K player today.
Oh,
so
superb.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I watched Top Gun Maverick in 4K today. That was good. That was really good actually in 4K. That was quite a movie. Yeah.
Right. And what was your last review you done
for like Nicolas Cage?
No, on your channel. What was the last review you posted?
Oh yeah, Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan. It's my last review. Yeah.
The best Star Trek movie, yeah.
Yeah, apparently the best Star Trek. I don't know. I'm going to find out. I'm going to get to First Contact soon, and then I'll decide which one I like more. We'll see. We'll see.
That's because Michael's in. Look, first comment.
So you just know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the comment to come up. He's going to start talking. I think I've already seen it.
So, and obviously Matt's here again as usual.
All right.
Do you need to say anything, Matt?
Well, yeah, just like everyone else, just Blu-rays, reviews, doing a few little shorts at the moment, sort of playing around with that, seeing what results, getting quite some good little sort of views on those. It's all fairly new to me, but doing a few just to sort of see what it's all about. Seem to be getting a few subscribers from it, so that's good. Obviously, then they can check out other content on the channel. So, yeah,
it's funny, Matt. You should say that because, like I told you, my little Jaws music box, 109 views, and then as a experiment, I uploaded the same video, but I added a bit of the Jaws soundtrack to it.
Yeah.
And it's now on 683 compared to 109 for the other one.
Yeah, so it's definitely something to do with the music, isn't it? That I don't know, maybe YouTube promote it more. I don't know how it works.
But these shorts are certainly a way to go for channel growth, I think.
I saw you guys uploading a few of those. It seems quite interesting. I saw Matt's like Blade Runner one. That was really good. I really liked the music in that one. Yeah, got me in the mood. Like, to watch some Blade Runner. That one. That was good.
I did that one first, and then AJ came along, did the same one. Well, same film, obviously with the same music, and he got more views.
It's luck, isn't it? I think it's luck of when you land it. It's just sheer. I don't think there's anything in it. Let's have a look at some comments. So first up, like I said, Michael's in. Oh, he did leave another message further down. I'll go to it and get it out of the way. First Contact is the best movie. Let's find that. Where's that remove button? Put commenter in timeout. So Richard Voosden. Rich, I will check them. Freddy's Nightmares later today, and I'll message you back on what their quality is like and send you some screenshots of it. I've just been really busy yesterday. But so Richard, So Richard says, "Hi guys, have you watched anything good last night?" Well, let's open that up a bit further to because I didn't watch nothing last night, so let's open it up a bit wider. What's the last good thing you watched? Let's go with James first over at Movie Monster.
Okay, so I've seen a movie yesterday night, and it was Virus from 1999. And this is the very first time for me because I don't remember any details of it. And it was cool. And I've just seen the reviews about the movie. I believe most of the general audience didn't like the movie, but I believe it's a beautiful movie. All that robots and everything is cool. I don't know if you have seen it, but yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, that's one. That one, yeah.
Has it got one of the Baldwins in it, or am I thinking wrong?
Wait, I don't remember.
No, I don't think. I'm not sure. I know Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Jamie Lee Curtis is certainly there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually based upon a Dark Horse comic book.
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
Yeah, believe it or not, if anyone didn't know. And I watched it, I think, a couple of years ago because I did import it on Blu-ray, and I've always enjoyed the film, and I do like some of the special effects they do. Oh, Donald Sutherland's in it, isn't he?
It is.
Is it Donald Sutherland?
I don't know. Look, one of the Baldwins is in the movie. You know,
so.
brothers. One of them is in the movie, and there is an old guy. I forgot his name. I need to check it out, but
I think it's Donald Sutherland.
I think so.
Virus. Jamie, yeah,
Virus.
Donald Sutherland, because he gets turned into one of the robots at the end.
Ah, yeah. He is Donald Sutherland. Yeah, he is the captain of the ship.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Baldwin.
Baldwin is William Baldwin. Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone else seen that one?
No, I was thinking of
I haven't seen that one.
Virus, more of a sort of pandemic film. I thought with Dustin Hoffman, but what's that called? Is that Outbreak?
Yeah.
It's
Virus
like-
is Virus is about this. There's this vessel in the sea, like that
Mhm.
ship, and I think it's a military ship, and it gets some lightning or electrical stuff comes down to its.
Oh, right.
James, you watched it this week, so
yeah. Look,
tell me if I'm wrong.
Not seen that.
And it
I
kind of
forget the name of the satellite, but it's Mir, I guess, with people in it, and
Yeah.
on the station.
and it's like an alien virus, an alien.
Yeah, no.
electrical virus.
Yeah, electronic wave is coming and hitting to the Mir,
Yeah.
and then that wave comes down to the sea and hits to the ship. And ship
Yeah.
it looks like a military ship, but it's actually science for
Okay,
science.
yeah.
Yeah, and then they show another little ship there. They are out there for something else, and they found the ship a ghost ship, and they're
That's
just
right.
in. And then they actually giving the spoilers, but I'm telling the whole story. But anyways, it is like that is a virus. Electronic signal is a virus, and it's creating some robots using human bodies, killing people, and connecting with electronic stuff, and creating some robots, some kind of cyborgs,
Yeah.
and that's
Yes.
what we call virus, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a decent. It's a film. It's only got a 5%, I think. It's only got a lot of 5 out of 10 sort of rating. But I've always had fun with it. And
It is fun, yeah. But if you are expecting a lot of stars from general audience, you can't take it from them, because
No.
this is for you and me. Not everyone's gonna watch this kind of a movie, and it's very long. You know.
Absolutely, yeah. So, James, what about yourself? Sorry, James. Dan, sorry. My mind.
That's all
What
right.
have you been? What have you watched anything last night? Oh,
Well,
already.
yesterday I started to watch because based on your video I was interested in it, the Tomorrow War, that one with Chris Pratt
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
it. Yeah, I started watching that, but I sort of like cut short, so I just I'm gonna return to it later. But I finished watching The Pale Blue Eye, the one with Christian Bale in it. Yeah. So I watched that. That was good. That was quite good. I was surprised by that one. It's like a really nice sort of aesthetic to it, like because it's set in that sort of time period. It's like a gothic kind of like crime sort of thriller. It was good. Christian Bale, he was really good in it. I think that's like the movie that he's done since Thor. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I've got it kicking around to watch. I've got it waiting to be viewed. Just ain't got around to it.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't think it broke any new ground. It's not like anything fantastic, but it was good. Like it delivered on what it was, supposed to do. Yeah. Well, that's about it at the moment. Yeah.
Superb. And Matt, anything from yourself?
Yeah, I watched a film called Road, which I found on Amazon Prime last night, and really good killer crocodile film set in Australia, and the main star in it is Sam Worthington, obviously from Avatar. But if you catch the film, there are a few people in it that you'll recognise that you'll have seen in other things, sort of Australian actors. But it's like, just to give you a brief sort of idea about it, it's basically about this sort of tourist boat. And they're going down this sort of rivers in Australia, and you get some fantastic landscapes of the sort of Australian not the outback, but the sort of, it's almost like the sort of, I suppose, their equivalent to the Amazon sort of thing. And a few things happen, and it involves a big crocodile, shall we say. So it's really good fun. I'd highly recommend it. About an hour and 40 minutes. So not probably, I don't know, it was done, I think, before maybe he did Avatar. So he looks quite young in it. But yeah, great sort of creature feature film. Really enjoyed it.
I like a crocodile alligator film. I know that it's it was done before Avatar and Salvation, Terminator Salvation. Is he the main star of it?
Well, he's credited.
20 years.
He comes up as the main star. He's not in it for the whole of the film, shall we say? But
who else is in it?
I'm not sure of the other actors, but the lady in it, I've seen her in other things. I couldn't tell you what I've seen her in. And there's another guy in it.
Radha Mitchell.
Sorry?
Radha Mitchell is the woman in it.
What else has she been in?
She's been in a lot. She's one of them faces.
Yeah. I recognised the face straight away and thought, I've seen you in other things, but I couldn't tell you what it. Pitch Black, yeah, that's it.
Oh, she's in Blueback. Blueback is an Australian film that I've got to watch as well at the moment, about this giant fish. It's a new film.
And there's another guy in it who's a bit of an older guy. Again, I've seen him in other things, but again, I couldn't tell you.
There's John Jarrett in it. He's in Wolf Creek. Two Wolf Creek films. Yeah, John Jarrett. He's a famous Australian actor.
Yeah.
She's
really good.
She's in Olympus Has Fallen and London's Fallen.
Yeah.
She must be his wife, I guess. I don't know.
If you like your creature features, it's a really good one. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
No, good. Me myself, the last film I watched was talking about Olympus Has Fallen. Is Gerard Butler's Plane, the one about the plane. It's a rather odd title in that it's nothing, but Gerard Butler insisted on keeping that title for the film, and it was actually pretty good. Obviously it's a generic sort of action film, and it stars Mike Coulter, who played Luke Cage in the TV series, and he was fantastic in it. It was really good. I'd like to see him in more stuff, actually. And it was, it kind of harks back to the old days of action. And it's very non-woke. There's no real woke agenda to it at all, which was refreshing. It doesn't sort of, touch upon anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you've got characters in it that, just for the sake of it, have to be, there's no one's sexuality comes into it or anything like that. It's not, like films and TV do now, just have to throw a little bit in.
Yeah.
It hasn't really got none of that, which is really refreshing. It's just a sort of good sort of callback to 90s kind of action. I'd recommend it. I had fun with it. That's good. So anyway, we got the monkey, and the monkey's got a question directly for James here. What do you love to eat? What's your favourite food? Basically. Sorry? Yeah.
So what dies the Moby Master love eat most? So is this question means what do I like to eat?
Yeah, what's your favourite food?
Okay. All right. So I believe I like Turkish kebab. Who doesn't?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
The monkey, he's a regular commenter. He's all right. Gareth's here. Gareth.
Hello.
From Video Tasties. What's it? I don't know. My nemesis. Where's that block?
I thought Michael was your nemesis.
I've got a couple now. Mark Turner. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Thank you very much, Mark. He knows what I mean. So Michael there with his first contact. Go past that one. It's not the best. Anthony Chabot. Is that pronounced right? Chabot does pop culture and openings. Hiya, Anthony. It's his 4-year anniversary on the channel next year. Fantastic. We'll have to get you on a live at some point, Anthony, if you want to come on. Why not?
I don't think I subscribe to.
Yeah, you should go over. Random question. John Wilson. Okay. Who thinks the Batman movie is too long and a little messy to follow? James, what's your opinion on the Batman?
Okay.
Have you seen it?
So I've seen it just one time in the cinema.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long, actually, for me. I really enjoyed the movie. And it wasn't starting like from the beginning and his parents died and this happened. We didn't see the whole story again, which was fantastic. We just saw him in the action immediately. Mm-hmm. And the storyline was good. I believe they will shoot the second one and the third one, I believe. At least I've read like that on the news. And yeah, I believe I like it. For me, it was easy to follow. Mm-hmm. It's not that long. Maybe look, these kind of things are not for general audience. Batman is a comic story, so this is for a comics fan. So sometimes some people might get bored, but for me, every single detail was good, and that guy is really fitting to Batman role, I believe. Yeah.
Cool. Dan.
Yeah, well, I've only seen it the once in the cinema. I do think it could be like cut up a little bit. Like it could be like, like a TV series almost. Yeah. Like I feel like there's moments where it could be cut and then another episode begins. I feel like it does drag in some places. Like it does get a bit slow and it picks up, then it sort of gets a bit slow again. But I don't know. I do think it's a good film. I do think it's a good Batman film. But I wouldn't say it's. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think it's kind of hard to compare them, especially like between the Robert Pattinson one and the Christian Bale Batman. I don't know. I feel like that one's more of an action movie, like The Dark Knight and stuff. This one was a bit more slow, had a bit more substance to it, I think, in a way. Like there was more story to follow a little bit. I think The Dark Knight and that sort of trilogy sort of appeals to more of a younger audience, maybe a little bit. But yeah, no, overall, I think it's a good film. And I'm excited to see the next one, whenever that comes out. But yeah.
Cool. Matt?
Yeah, again, yeah, I've only seen it once at the cinema, and my initial sort of thoughts on it, yeah, it's a bit too long. I think it could do with sort of cutting down by about half an hour. I struggle, as do you, with the thing of him being sort of in a room of policemen, the nightclub scene when he goes into the nightclub, very vulnerable. I think aspects of it were good. I quite like the Seven sort of vibe about it. Yeah, there's bits to it. I'd need to watch it again. I bought it on 4K and I haven't got round to watching it. I've not wanted to rush back to see it, but I think I should at least give it another watch to sort of kind of cement it in my own mind as to how I feel about the film, because I feel sort of some of it I like, some of it I had issue with. I didn't feel he was a very good Bruce Wayne. I thought he's come across as quite it's kind of Batman starting out in his career, which we haven't seen. So yeah, there's that. I didn't particularly like the Alfred character. I thought he didn't really do a lot.
No, it was underutilized.
And yeah, I don't know. I just didn't feel Andy Serkis was right for the role myself. But like I say, I've only watched it once, and I think I need to give it another rewatch to really sort of make my mind up on the film.
Mm-hmm. Well, we you know, I've spoke about the film a lot, and I'll just do it very quick. I think it's too long. I think it goes past its logical conclusion point, which should have been the scene where him and Riddler are facing each other through the glass, and the Riddler sets off all the bombs in Gotham and floods it. And I think that's where the film should have ended before going into the second one. To have, even though Batman's beat the Riddler Riddler's actually beat Batman, even though he's locked up. And the Bat books Batman into a dark place before going into the sequel with a sort of terrorized Gotham. I think that it's too dark, too realistic, so much so that it highlights the ludicrousness of the character. Like I said, like you said, Matt, stepping into, you know, it's all right seeing him as a detective, but we're in a city with a corrupt police force, and he's walking into a room with 50 police officers where any one of them could just pull out a gun and shoot him through the face. You know, if they're on the take from Falcone or anything, and they owe Falcone a load of money and their family's at risk, why wouldn't they do? Do you know what I mean? And how can you have criminals scared of a guy who openly walks into public places like a club dressed in this silly outfit? And yet we're meant to pretend that he's, when the darkness comes and that bat signal goes off, everyone's scared. You know, there's just contradictions in it. It didn't work for me. It's my second to least favourite Batman film, and the one that I would cite as worst is Batman Forever.
What do you think, guys, about the Joker scenes that they have removed from the movie?
I personally think that Joker's overused now. I think, you know, with you know, you've had Nicholson that was spot on. You had Heath Ledger that was spot on as the Joker. You had Joaquin Phoenix, who was fantastic as a different version of the Joker. Even the kid that was in Gotham was really good as a Joker. And I think the character's been done to death, to be honest. So the Joker, seeing another Joker didn't. Sorry?
Be nice to see some different characters, apart from like the main ones, you know.
So seeing a new Joker didn't excite me at all. Not when you've still got Joaquin Phoenix in the role doing films. You know, but there we go.
I guess it's just like what makes money, I think.
It is.
Is what
That's
people
exactly
look
what
at. Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what
they
it is.
just like, yeah.
You know, artistic integrity to the wall. Let's put in characters that we know are gonna draw an audience.
Yeah.
There's so many characters underutilized in the Batman pantheon of villains that they should reach in there and give us something new. But you know, and it's all right. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Mr. Freeze again. I really wouldn't. That looks like how it might be going in the second one. I'm hoping the second one comes along for me, is fantastic and elevates that first one for me, if that makes sense. That has happened to me with films before, where a sequel has actually pulled the one before up somewhat. We'll see. There we go. So John, perfect to put on to fall asleep to. I think that's it's talking about the Batman.
Can I just say, don't you find that I think it's kind of like two opposing forces in the film industry. You've got the creative people on this side that want to create this content. And like you say, there's a wealth of material from the comic books that they could use. And then you've got this side, which is the executives that are like, no, we must go with what makes money. Well, if you give these people a chance, you might actually find that there's some new characters here. Actually, people think, wow, we've not seen this before. And then that suddenly makes a lot of money. Doesn't always work, but give these creative people a chance to prove that you can still make money.
Yeah.
It must be incredibly frustrating for, you know, directors, writers to get through to the execs.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
absolutely.
give us a
'cause
chance.
they're the ones that know best. The exec. They're the ones that, you know, they probably have people. They inevitably have people working out. You know, if we do this, you know, if we use this character, we'll probably score this many points, this much box office. But if we use this character, so do you know what I mean? It's such a shame. But there we go.
But
So,
I think
go on. Sorry.
with Disney now, with that guy going, Bob Paycheck or whatever his name is, he's gone, and the original guy's come back.
Yeah.
He's more of the fact of he recognises that the people who, the creators, know what they're doing because they had some success with Disney, didn't they, to start with? And then the other guy took over, and that's why I think things have gone downhill.
Yes.
You know, too much Star Wars, too much Marvel. You know, he now realizes, actually, let's give control back to the creators, take our time, develop the character, develop the stories. Let's not just be in a rush to make loads of money. The money, you know, will roll in when, you know.
No,
know
absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll shut up there.
Michael says.
No, you make a good point.
Yeah, no, it's true. It is true. I don't know. But Michael says YouTube Shorts is luck based. It does seem to be, certainly. I've done the Monkeys one. The John, yeah, I got that. Anthony's watching Gone with the Wind.
Okay. Wow, that's a long film.
I've never watched it.
I never watched it. Yeah.
Same. It's never appealed to me to watch.
But I have the VHS tape. Still on the watch, yeah. VHS tape I have got, but I haven't seen it yet. It's a very long movie, isn't it?
It is. It is. Do you still have a VHS player?
I have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one, a Sony one from 2000, year 2000, and it's very clean one. I believe whoever bought it, I believe they have never used it because it's really clean, and I bought it for $10. So I don't think they didn't even know what it means. I mean, what it is. So they were just selling it like, okay, this is $10. Old school stuff. Yeah,
Gareth from Video Tasters will come knocking soon.
Yeah, he loves VHS.
Lover. He loves his VHS. Danny's in from This Is My Life. Hi, Danny.
Hey.
Nice to see you on. Hope you're well. Danny's got some Star Trek stuff coming up in the future. Star Trek chats, which is good. They look interesting. I did say to him, he asked for ideas, and I said, why don't you talk about why Star Trek 2 is the best Star Trek movie? Oh, sorry, I pressed the button there. Rogue is very good. One of the best Killer Croc alligator films from Richard.
Yeah, I did think
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got it anymore. I had it on VHS. I'm not sure if I've got it on Blu-ray or not.
It's on Amazon Prime.
I'm at that point where I don't know, where I'm questioning what I have now. I need to catalogue it all. It's getting too... It used to be all up here.
Collection becomes a black hole in time. You can't find whatever you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Same here.
Text green game over. I don't know what that's about.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that person subscribed to me, and I don't know, they just seem to put all this random stuff on. I don't know what it is.
Well, hey Michael, I think I got lucky with my short last night. Oh, Danny's done a short. Okay, I haven't seen that. I'll have to check that out. The monkey. Sam Worthington must be an animal lover since he went from crocodile film to blue cat-like films. Bestiality. Oh wait, in what way? I don't know whether he meant like animals, like as in an animal lover in that sense, or a physical animal lover.
Well, no, just stop. You just dug yourself a hole.
Well, not really, because he's like, you know, he probably mates with them blue cat people, doesn't he? But then he is in a blue cat people avatar. I don't know. It's progressive. The film's progressive. Michael's still in bed, and he hasn't got up yet. Have you done the lighting in your new movie room yet, Michael? The strip lighting, it will look good. If you like your crocodile alligator films, check out another fun one, Primeval from 2007. I have seen it. I cannot remember it.
No.
I've seen it, but I can't tell you anything about it at all.
And who's in that? Anyone famous?
I honestly, I myself can't. I can't remember the film at all. Like I said, 2007. It's been quite a while. Michael's just planned out what he's uploading in March. Wow. All right, I know I'm ahead in that I film and put things up because with my collectible corner, I'm out till June. But that's just the way I do it. I film it, and if there's a space or wherever it falls, I'll put it. But that's not so much planning; it's just space is being filmed. So, yeah, good luck to Michael with his planning. Pete's in from Playtendo Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Morning.
How you keeping, Pete? Hope you're well. Oh, Stuart's he can't join the chat. He's going food shopping with a wife.
Always catch up later.
Yeah.
Classic weekend. Yeah.
Hey, Pete, you have my sympathy. Stuart food shopping is a pain, I'm guessing. Hi, Danny. Morning, all. TJ, a work in progress. How you keeping? You appreciate stuff more if you have to wait.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to skip over the next comment because it's, I don't know, someone who's like trolling the channel.
Yeah.
Star Trek 2 is okay at best. I love Star Trek, not First Contact, but Generations is the best. James, have you seen all the Star Treks?
I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen the last ones with the guy. I forgot his name. He was in Wonder Woman also, the soldier guy.
Oh, Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen the ones with him, and also I've seen the series, the old school ones, when I was a child, actually.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So, but look, I like Star Trek, but I'm not a huge fan, I must say that. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, can I ask you what's your sort of favourite genre of film that you tend to collect?
Mostly Warner Bros. Superhero movies, especially with Zack Snyder ones. Yeah. I mean, I love Zack Snyder. I know most of the people doesn't like him because he's making the movies like a serious things, just like real life, and people want to get entertained, but he's not doing that. That's why Warner Bros. Was very angry with him. I know that. But I like his movies so much. And also horror movies. Because before, maybe 20 years ago, when I was in university, it was so hard for me to watch the horror movies. But right now I'm really in, so I'm collecting everything I can find. So I'm just filling the blanks and seeing every horror movie these days. Yeah.
Do you like modern horror, or do you prefer sort of horror from the
ones are so innocent and beautiful. The old school ones are Fright Night, for example. It's a classic 1 and 2. It's just piece of art. I like Fright Night. But I like the new ones too. But new horror movies are mostly based on jump scares. So they're not really interested in the art side. They're just trying to scare people in 1 second. And so, mostly I like the old school ones. But new ones are welcome too, surely. Yeah. I have a lot of them in my collection. Yeah.
Because this year, I think The Exorcist is getting a 4K release. Obviously, that's one of the sort of most terrifying films of all time, I suppose, for a lot of people. Although I think back in the 70s it was, but I think now probably not so much, because I think back then all the sort of, the sort of people who are religious obviously struggled with it, because there's a lot of sort of references to religion in it, and I'm guessing the church probably isn't very comfortable with it. But I think now it's not as sort of seen as shocking as it maybe once was back in the 1970s.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes,
So-
everything has changed actually. I mean, in 80s it was completely different. I was even scared of Michael Jackson's werewolf.
Thriller,
make-
yeah.
that was so scary then. But right now, I don't know if it's the same with everyone, but I don't scare at all, anything at all. Yeah.
No, and that's a lot of the reason why horror for me doesn't generally work, because, and I also find the payoffs at the end. I find a lot of setup in horror to be great, and then when you find out what's going on at the end, or the sort of reveal, shall we say, films like *Malignant* and things, they just crash and burn at that point, and I think it steps into the realm of stupidity for me. Something like what's the one with the bat creature who takes people's eyes out? Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers, I thought was a decent.
I like it so much. I have all the movies except the last one. I didn't buy the DVD yet. But Jeepers Creepers is crazy, isn't it? I don't know what you think of.
Well, I
it,
like
but-
the setup. I liked the setup until I saw the creature, and it looked like something that had been rejected from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I got from it, oh, this looks stupid. Horror just doesn't work in that set,
Yep. But it's funny and cool anyway.
Every now and then something will come along, and I like that. A couple of horror films last year surprised me. They did. Black Phone was more of a thriller, but do you know what I mean? Yeah.
What do you think about what was that? Evil Dead, the new one. I mean, the remake of Evil Dead. What do you think of it?
The trailer, the trailer for the new one, or do you
Are you
mean
talking
the
about the new
remake?
movie or the?
The remake.
They're making a new one now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm not talking about that. The one
You're talking
from
about the
2 or 3 years ago, they released one.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't remember the year, but there's a remake out there. I don't know if you ever seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to cinema to see that.
Well, it's going quite well, I thought.
Yeah, actually, for me, it's better than the first one. Why? Because the first one is not scary anymore, because we've changed. The life is different now. But this new one was scary for me, I believe.
I didn't mind the new one.
Mhm.
Lacked something without Bruce Campbell. There we go.
He's so cool.
I'm a big Bruce Campbell fan. So.
Yeah. I like
But
him.
no, it was all right. It was it was a nice update. I didn't dislike it. I haven't watched it since, but I didn't dislike it.
What about your thoughts on the new trailer for Evil Dead Rises? Anyone seen that?
Yeah,
It's terrifying. Seriously.
yeah, it looks good. It looks like a good film. And I like the setting. The setting seems like really good. I don't know. I don't want to like spoil it, because maybe you guys are like saving it for like the movie theater. You don't want to watch any of the trailers, but the setup, like the environment, looks really good.
I've got a sneaky feeling that Bruce Campbell will make an appearance in it, in a cameo somewhere. I know he says he's not in it, but he's behind the production of it, isn't he? He's very much involved.
Yeah,
I think he's still going to turn up somewhere.
I hope so. That'll be good.
I'm in two minds about that, because I wasn't going to watch the trailer, but I watched it 2 nights ago. I was just going through YouTube on the TV, and my missus said, "Oh, play that one," so I did see it, and it looked good. But I don't know whether Bruce Campbell would fit tonally. into what the trailer gave us.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Mm.
Bruce Campbell is his character has become very cartoony, shall we say?
Mm.
You know, it's very tongue in cheek.
Mm.
So I don't know. I'd love to see Bruce Campbell again as Ash. You know, I really would. But I don't know if it fits tonally. That's the thing that you know, when I was thinking about that. But I don't know.
Some people are saying, have we seen the whole film in the trailer? Because
yeah,
the way it kind of shows is, you know, I'm sure it isn't. Because I think we went through a period of trailers where they were doing that, and you've pretty much seen everything in the trailer, and I don't think we've seen, you know, everything in
it's
what you're going to see. I think it's going to. Sorry.
Maybe it's a trick. I mean, we think that we've seen everything, but we didn't. Maybe.
I hope so, because I think otherwise, a lot of people will pretty much say, "Well, we've seen the whole film in the trailer," because the way they've done it, it kind of has that feeling about it, doesn't it? You think, "Oh, well, is that it?"
It does, but good. Horror gets an audience, doesn't it?
It does.
I think it'll do fine. And it's probably very cheap to make. Horror's very cheap to make, isn't it? No, horror's like, that's why horror does so well, because it's you know, you can do a lot on a modest budget. Yeah, horror films have never been overly expensive to produce. Michael says he still needs to get Prime again. He hasn't got around to doing his lights. Pete says play Primeval, the TV series. Yeah, because we were talking about Primeval, that film, and then you had the TV series, didn't you? Which was on a similar, when the Doctor Who revival came about, it was sort of ITV's answer to Doctor Who, with dinosaurs coming through portals or something, wasn't it?
I've never watched it.
Yeah, it was. It had its moments. I know there was it seemed to change all the time with cast members and all this, and I never really got into it too much. Michael needs to get up. TJ, I was going to go out and do a video today where the Beatles went to the cinema, had a drink, but it's foggy here.
Stay with us.
Michael finished his rewatch of Doctor Who Series 3 and found it forgettable except for the last 6 episodes. So that is, when you say Series 3, are you talking about the 2005 revival? So that would be David Tennant's second season, wouldn't it? Is that the Martha Jones one? I'm talking to myself. No one watches Doctor Who, do they?
I can't remember.
All right. I saw your video, AJ, on that sci-fi TV show, Earth Final Conflict. That looks so good. How many seasons was it? It was 5 seasons, Danny. I've actually got, beside the 5th season, sat there, which I finally got through after ordering it. I did say in that video that I was waiting for it. So I've just got to get series 2 and 3 to complete the set of Earth Final Conflict, which is a Gene Roddenberry idea, shall we say, in that the idea was floating around on a bit of paper on his desk or in the trash bin, and Majel Barrett Roddenberry dug them out, and TV shows are made out of them. So Gene Roddenberry's influence is probably minimal. It was after he passed away. 5 seasons, Danny. But interestingly, I've got season 1. Season 1 I've got is UK. Season 4 I've got is Germany. Season 5 here is a US release. So it's sort of like coming from all over, because UK only got season 1. And there were issues with the 5th season getting a physical media release at times.
I've got a question for you, James.
Okay.
What is your favourite DC character?
It's a very hard question. You know, it's really hard for me to pick between Superman and Batman. But I'll say this: I believe it's Superman. Yeah.
Who's your favourite Superman actor? who's played the role?
It's Henry Cavill. He is.
Yeah.
If there was a Superman out there for real, he's supposed to be the Clark Kent. Seriously, I believe it's so sad that they didn't want to keep going with him. But we never know. Maybe they will change the schedule again because there is a movement right now about it. People are so angry with James Gunn, I guess, because he doesn't want to work with him as Superman. And hopefully they will make it somehow because there will be a Crisis movie, I believe, Justice League Crisis movie one day in 10 years program. They will announce it soon, I guess. And he's supposed to be there somehow. And finally, yes, he is my Superman, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
So by Crisis, what I don't know if you, James probably means. I take it, James, you're talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths, the storyline.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will happen. They're ruining everything right now, actually. DC, I don't know what the DC studios are planning right now, but they don't want to work with the old crew like Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa and Henry Cavill. I don't know. We will see in time what we do. Mm-hmm.
I think that had Black Adam performed massively like they were hoping, there'd have been a continuation with this crew of people, actors.
But that expectation is too much. I mean, Black Adam, come on. Who knows Black Adam? We know because we're comics fans, but not everyone going at the cinema knows Black Adam. So
no, but then no one knew the Guardians of the Galaxy. No one knew Ant-Man.
That's another point.
Yeah, Z-list characters, and you've got, you got to think when you've got something like Ant-Man took roughly the same amount of money as what Man of Steel did. So you've got Superman, who's a one of the holy trinity of the DC, a character who's recognized as much as Spider-Man around the world. And then you've got Ant-Man, who's essentially a C-list Marvel character. And they perform the same financially. There's an issue when your Superman is performing.
Yeah, AJ, when they shoot the movie like a real life movie with Zack Snyder, that's what happens. If they want to sell it more to the general audience, so they need a colorful movie with a childish story line. If they don't do that, they won't earn that money. But it's all about. Look, when you mentioned the Guardians of Galaxy, it's for children. Yeah, we've seen it, we like it too, but most of the children were watching that too. So that's why it's getting a lot of money. But Henry Cavill's Superman is something else. It's a very serious movie, so people are getting bored. So Warner Bros. Can earn that money on that. So,
well, what? Go on, man.
Sorry?
Go on, sorry.
I was just going to say, I do think Man of Steel is an underrated film. I thought it was fantastic. It's still my number one DC film, personally. I thought it was done so well. The scenes on Krypton. I mean, I've got a book, all about the making of the film and the level of detail that they went into creating this whole Krypton. I mean, I love Christopher Reeve from back in the day. Wonderful films. You saw Krypton, and those films always got a special place in my heart. The first two films, but the level of work that went into Man of Steel, the Krypton scenes, I just thought it was fantastic. And I love that final battle between him and Zod, just smashing through the buildings, because we hadn't seen that really with Christopher Reeve. That sort of, it was just, I just loved it, but it didn't work, did it? People didn't. It didn't make the money that it should have done, but
because it wasn't childish. If it was childish, they will earn the money.
I think Marvel just sort of kind of market their projects better.
I'll be back
in a way.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I feel like just the way they've set up their universe, like, through their movies, is just done a whole lot better than what DC has done. It's been a bit all over the place, and I don't know. I think it's a bit more engaging for viewers. But yeah, you are right though. It's. I think the Marvel films are easier to watch. They can be like considered to be more targeted at a younger sort of adult audience. Like definitely, like yeah. So I mean, obviously with that, just gonna get more money, aren't you? Like yeah.
I think,
And with these like already like well-established characters, like that have already taken the reins, I think of course like characters like Ant-Man and things like that are gonna have no problem, making the money because they've already established their big universe, with Iron Man and Captain America and things like that.
I think Marvel had a plan, and obviously with the Infinity Saga, every film there was a little thread that linked to another bit, and I think that just gained momentum. And then, like you say, the C-list characters that you would necessarily maybe have thought of before, because they were drawn into this overarching story, it kind of added to it. And that's unfortunately where DC failed. They didn't have the overarching story. They just wanted to get into it straight away, and it takes time. And I think with Phase 4 of Marvel, they've struggled because they haven't had that. I think what we're going to see now, and this is why I'm so excited for Ant-Man and Quantumania, is I think they're going to start building that storyline with Kang. Hopefully. That's what DC need to do. They need to create an overarching story which brings all of these characters in, gives them time to develop, but then it keeps people interested, keeps people coming back.
Yeah, that's totally right, Matt. But I believe Zack Snyder also had a plan, but they didn't let him to do it. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think unfortunately he had the tragedy of his daughter dying. But yeah, they didn't give him the opportunity. Again, the execs wanted it all now because they saw the success of Marvel, thought, we want some of this. But they didn't give it time. And this is why James Gunn's coming in to be Kevin Feige's almost equivalent.
Yeah.
So time will tell.
The tragedy was awful, but they used it like excuse. I believe. That's my opinion.
I agree. As a reason, they used that as a reason to out him because his films weren't doing the money that they wanted. At the end of the day, like I said, Batman and Superman, should have been far closer to $1 billion for them, and that's what they wanted, right? Yeah. And that's why when they decided on, after Superman should have come, or Man of Steel should have come, Man of Steel 2. They should never have gone into Batman versus Superman straight away. And that was just a knee-jerk. Doing Batman versus Superman was a knee-jerk reaction to the takings made on Man of Steel. Because you just come out of the Dark Knight trilogy, right? And your final 2 Dark Knight movies earned over $1 billion each, right? The DC's thinking is, if we play our ace card on this next Batman film, on this next Superman film, and have Batman in there as a main character, we're looking at $1 billion. And again, that film didn't make $1 billion.
Yeah.
And that was the worry they had, is that Superman, Man of Steel earned 600 and something million or whatever it was. If they do a Man of Steel 2 and it then makes less, you have less of a return, it looks really bad for them. So add Batman in, and we're going to easily hit $1 billion with Batman in there after Dark Knight and thingy. And again, it never happened for them. And they were in panic mode, and they used the death of his daughter as a reason to out him, unfortunately, and so many mistakes were made in that sense. But I've got one question for you, Matt. In your making of book of Man of Steel, does it, and you're saying that it's all night Krypton and all that, beautiful and all this, does it go into an explanation as to why they're spaceships that send Zod and his crew into the Phantom Zone look like giant dildos?
That's a good question.
They do. They're very phallic.
They do, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Appearance, and they just look like, who designs that? Who designed that? And they said, yes, that one. One there. That's the design we're going with. That looks Kryptonian. That looks like, it doesn't look like nothing else. But what was I going to say? No, that was what I was going to say. Oh, and the monkey said, no, I meant like petter and animal owner. AJ, your comments about Sam Worthington and his love for...
Yeah. AJ took a dark turn with that one.
That's where the mind goes. Chris, chat publicly as... I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like... Oh, sorry, I've lost it. I don't like the blood and gore just because we can movies. Yes, I agree. What about yourselves? You know, films that are just made solely on... And which is what I get from the film X.
Yeah.
X was very much, like I said, it was a very manipulative film to garner an audience in what it done with sex and violence thrown together.
I think that's what just draws people in.
It is,
It's
yes.
just like it's like marketing tool. It's like, this movie, you know, people are going to want to go see it because of that. That's
No,
it.
absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And TJ says he can't do zombies. James, what's your take on the zombie genre?
Look, my first zombie movie was, again, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. And I've seen it in cinema in 2003. And look, my reaction was I just wanted to jump out of the cinema. It was so scary. It was really scary. And I like zombie movies. It was my first zombie movie. And then I started to collect all of them. But there are too many zombie movies out there right now. I mean, you need to find a quality one. Otherwise, it's becoming like a without brain walking around and it's getting bored. But yeah, Dawn of the Dead remake was good. And what was the name of the series? The Walking Dead. It was awesome out there. Keep going, I guess, with new series. I mean, maybe they should stop somewhere. But it was good. I really liked it.
Okay, good. Dan?
I think, well, my first sort of real experience with zombie movies, I think would have to be like maybe 28 Days Later. And Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, that was really good. I remember watching that once and I really enjoyed it and I could never find it again. And, picked it up not too long ago. But yeah, I don't know. I think the only thing that's done it really, really well was The Walking Dead, you know, watching that series until maybe like, I think maybe like season 5. And then it just sort of dropped off for me. I haven't sort of been able to go back to it and go past that point. Just those first like 3 seasons are always so good to revisit. But no, I think at the moment now, I mean, it seems like they're stepping away from it. I haven't seen anything zombie related in a while. I think people have realized that it's overused and it's not a thing that they want to return to, like the genre. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm over it. Like after The Walking Dead, I think they've done it the best. I don't think I want to see anymore. Yeah.
Matt, what are you about yourself with zombies movies?
Yeah, I mean, just picking up from what you said, Dan, there, actually, they are, the zombie genre's not going away at all because they've actually just started The Last of Us. Which,
true.
Which AJ going to be reviewing. But now, I haven't played the game. My son has. He's played both games and really enjoyed them. And apparently, it's supposed to be a fantastic game series to play. Now, for me, my sort of intro to zombies was back in the sort of 90s playing Resident Evil
Yes.
on PlayStation 1. I absolutely loved that game. The first one, the second, well, I played all of them up to about Resident Evil 4 or 5, I think it was, on various consoles because they swapped to Nintendo, the Cube. I don't remember the GameCube. I love those. And then obviously we got the Paul W.S. Anderson version with Mila Jovovich as the Alice character. Now, I enjoyed those films. Yes, it's not sort of the games. There were elements, but I had fun with those films. Really enjoyed them. I did get the new Resident Evil film. I quite enjoyed it. I went in with very low expectations, but having played the game, there's things that I see in that film which relate to the game, but some of the characters are just totally, like Leon S. Kennedy, nothing like the game. But I don't mind it. I'd like to see a sequel because even though it wasn't a great film and a lot of people didn't really like it, if you went in with low expectations, I actually didn't mind it. I thought it was there was aspects to it that I could see the game, and that that appealed to me. But yeah, I mean, 28 Days Later, 28 Days, great films. I've never actually watched all of The Walking Dead. I think I watched a few episodes, but never really got into that. But yeah, I enjoy the zombie genre.
Well, yeah, I never used to like it when I was young, but then I don't know, something changed and I just got into it. And I think Walking Dead. Obviously, I read the comics of The Walking Dead. Then the TV series started, and they run concurrently for a while. But I think the first episode of The Walking Dead was one of the strongest TV first episodes I've ever seen. The emotion when he saw that half zombie on the floor.
Yeah.
And then the bit where he had to shoot the little girl, put a bullet in her head. I think that's, when it comes at him. There's some great TV in The Walking Dead. And yeah, you mentioned The Last of Us. And for me, having visited The Walking Dead for as long as what I have and still visiting it now, The Last of Us just felt very familiar. It didn't feel fresh, and it certainly didn't have an pilot episode as strong as The Walking Dead did. Because you got to remember that first episode of Walking Dead was actually directed by Frank Darabont as well, and he was the showrunner on that first season of The Walking Dead. We're talking Shawshank Redemption director here, Rick Heil. Some good stuff. But yeah, so I can do zombies. It has been overdone over the past couple of decades. Obviously, it's been nearly 20 years now that they've been going strong. It is overplayed. It is definitely.
Have you seen The Horde, the French zombie movie?
No.
It's awesome. That's my recommendation to you guys. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much, but it was really good.
Which film's that?
The Horde. Yeah, The Horde.
The Horde. Have you seen? There's another French one. As Above, So Below. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That's a good one.
That's sort of in the catacombs of France, and there's sort of zombie kind of, I don't know, a bit like The Descent. Have you seen the Descent films? Those sort of creatures that sort of live in the caves, a bit like zombies, but that sort of thing.
What was the name again?
As Above, So Below.
Okay.
Is that a Matt? Is that a, because I've actually got it off Blu-ray upstairs. It's one I picked up in Poundland, cheap. Not watched it. Is it a found footage?
I think so. Yeah. So you might struggle with that, and they don't.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I don't want motion sickness.
Yeah.
So it's much like Creep as well. Are they zombies or are they just sort of inbred creatures?
I think they're sort of inbred things.
Yeah.
What's the other one? There's I watched it fairly recently, a zombie film, the Spanish one. Spanish found footage. Oh, what was it called? It's all set in like an apartment block, and there's a group of residents, and the guy goes in. It's the film crew go in. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Really good, actually. I was quite surprised at how good it was. They all get infected, and they're like zombies running around and stuff.
Sounds like that movie, Quarantine.
I was just watching the little bird go under James's shirt there.
She's sleeping.
Head out, look.
Look, this means please bring me to bed. She wants to sleep now. You can put her into a cage. She has a blanket. You need to put the blanket on, and then she sleeps. That's why she's here now. Just bring me the blanket.
Oh, that's amazing. So that's so sweet.
Rec, R-E-C. Have you seen that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Rec, yeah, I've seen Rec.
Yeah, have you seen that, James? Rec?
No, I haven't seen it. Spanish.
Yeah, very good.
But I'm really curious about the Above So Below. I'm checking it out right now, and I'll watch that too. I'm adding on my list. Yeah.
I think that's on Australian Netflix at the moment. As below, what is it? As above, so below. That's on Australian Netflix at the moment. I think I saw it. And I was scrolling through.
Both found footage. But Rec's very good. I was quite surprised. I mean, it's all in subtitle Spanish, but very good. But again, I mean, AJ himself, we've watched these Norwegian disaster films. Have you seen The Wave and Quake?
I haven't
They're
seen it.
They're really good as well.
AJ. Yeah, and The Burning Sea was very good.
Yeah.
It's the one on the oil rig in Norwegian one on the oil rig. They do some good. They've done some good films.
Yeah.
There are.
You know. So Monkey says, if Bruce Campbell does a cameo in the new Evil Dead film, I hope it's not another end of credits black silhouetted him saying groovy.
Hopefully.
Right. It'll be black silhouetted and him saying "Hail to the King, baby." That's what it'll be. Danny asks if anyone owns Sliders. Sliders being a 1990s TV show starring. Oh my God. Oh, forget his name. I know John Rhys Davis is in it. You know, Indiana Jones. Jerry O'Connell. Jerry O'Connell was the star of the show. No, I don't own Sliders, Danny. It's never a show that I watched all the way through. And does anyone know of Sliders?
I've heard of it.
That guy, sorry.
That's all right. He's all right.
Yelling at him to take it. I want to go to bed.
He wants to go to bed. Yeah, no, I don't own Sliders, Danny. I know it's available. Like I said, not a series I started watching it. I think I got maybe one season in. I think it was a similar sort of era as Sequest and Lois and Clark. So it would have been sort of mid-90s. Michael says it is the second David Tennant season. Danny says he loves the 90s TV show Lois and Clark and Smallville. Yes, I enjoyed them both. Great shows.
Yep.
There's always a new Superman for a new decade, it seems to be. Hold on, sorry. Message from my missus because she's down in A&E. And she's still waiting. She's going to be there all day. Sorry, that's really bad. She's all right. She's just down there to have something removed, a drainage site from where she had operation. Hi, gents. Do you think they will do any more Star Trek movies with the cast they have now? They got now, or do you think they will recast again? Basically, what do you think of Star? Do you think they'll do any more Kelvin timeline movies with Chris Pine?
Personally, I think they should leave it now. I think too much time's gone by, and obviously, the guy who played Chekhov, sadly,
Anton
and-
Yelchin.
yeah, he died, didn't he? Bless him.
Yeah, he did.
I think 3 films. Leave it now. Start afresh with somebody, a whole new cast. If you're going to do it, but I don't really see the need to have a new Star Trek film at the moment.
No.
Give Strange New Worlds time to develop, and let's see where that goes. There's no need to have any new movies at the moment, in my opinion.
No, I think I agree. I think there's so much of it on TV now, or on Paramount Plus, if the people watching it, that Star Trek's always been niche at the cinema anyway. With 2009's one, the first of the Kelvin timeline, they hit big with that. Audiences. I think that was because of Star Wars, probably the sort of Star Wars revival. That worked well for Star Trek around that sort of era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I know they announced the 4th one, but when they announced that a year back or whenever it was, the cast didn't even know anything about that.
Yeah.
It was only announced that they were going to do one. That was for the sake of investors, and cast weren't even signed on to it.
Yeah,
There we
crazy.
go. TJ says Warner don't listen to fans. If they did, they would have got rid of Amber and Ezra.
Well, it was about a week ago. They were talking about Ezra Miller. So some execs at Warner Brothers had said that they would consider keeping him on, even after all of the stuff that's gone on, with him, with all of these things he's been involved in, criminal stuff and all the rest of it. I couldn't believe that when I heard that. I thought, you seriously, out of all of the actors, you're considering keeping him when he's in his personal life. He's kind of, his name is mud, really. He's committed all these crimes, and you want to keep him?
Henry Cavill is out.
What's that?
And Henry Cavill is out.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But it's like I said though. Put aside anything that he's done, right? Let's just look at it from a narrative perspective. The Flash is the one character that could remain through the changes as a Flashpoint. Because the Flash, they've done it in the comics, done it where Flash changes history and resets a new sort of thing with the time, whatever you call it, that he goes into. And that's what I was going to say earlier when you were talking about DC, and it totally slipped my mind. Is that rumours are that James Gunn had posted a picture of a comic book called All Star Superman. From about a decade ago, this comic was. They've done All Star Batman as well at the same time. I read them when they first came about, and All Star Superman was actually turned into an animated film. And rumours are that might be the basis of the new Superman movie, which for me generates a little bit of excitement, in that Henry Cavill wouldn't be a fit for that, I don't believe, anyway. But so there's that sort of, Henry Cavill was very good as Superman, so there's a gutted thing there. But if they go with All-Star Superman and sort of reset a universe under that, it could work. If you're aware of All-Star Superman, it's an animated film that was very good, worth a watch.
We're not against the new stuff, but I wish they finished the whole story first that Zack Snyder started. So we didn't see the end of that story. So
but there's also them trying to get Netflix to take on that, isn't there? Something.
Yeah, there are some rumors.
Again, I don't know whether that would come to pass, because from Warner Brothers' perception, it's like you've got direct competition, in what you're going to be going ahead with. But then they don't seem to mind having that competition when they have multiple Batmans cast and things like this, or multiple Jokers and things. So who knows? Who knows? So we've got Big Steve's here.
Hello.
Dr. Impossible of Counterpunch 1984. Yes, and I agree. Morning, you've all been desensitized to horror. Prolonged exposure to certain types of content dims the emotional responses. Totally. Totally. Totally agree. And the film studios know this, and they have to up the ante. Yeah, that's a fantastic point. There was a 4 million petition to get rid of Amber. They didn't do it. Ezra is in the news for the wrong things, not good role models.
Yeah.
They're not good role models, no. But it's where also part of it is whether you can remove the artist from the art. I think. Simple Simon's Collectibles. Hi, Simon. How are you doing? Agreed. Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman are some of my favourite movies in the superhero genre. And of course, Snyder Cut. Wonder Woman, probably my number one. Okay.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was really good. I really like that one.
I think it
Good
dropped the ball.
surprise.
I think it dropped the ball in the third act.
Yeah, I agree.
Thought
the World War One was great, the setting, but yeah,
it was.
totally
And that
agree with you.
scene, when she reveals herself and comes out of the trenches and across no man's land is fantastic. Pete says, I prefer DC doing standalone films. Not everything needs to be a universe.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
And
why not?
I think that if DC fail again with what they're doing under James Gunn, if it doesn't prove to be a hit, that's the way that it will end up going.
Yeah. And they've done that with Joker, haven't they? Phenomenal hit. I suppose you could say that it was very much like, was it Taxi Driver?
It had a certain influence.
Yeah. But again, interestingly, the sequel, there's talks it's going to be a musical, which again, that's taking it in another direction, isn't it?
And I've got absolutely no issue with that. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's different. Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are we? I used to have a friend who lapped up human body horror. All he ever wanted was the next level of more grotesque and debauched horror. It did affect him in his personal life with relationships. Yeah, now this is what I was saying. Do you remember when we had that chat, Matt, at Halloween, and I wanted to raise those questions of whether watching too much of horror has a negative impact on the mind. That's exactly the sort of thing that I was sort of getting at with that.
Yeah.
So where were you for that chat, Dr. Impossible?
Again, it all depends on the individual, doesn't it? Some people may be more susceptible than others.
Yes. Yes. But I know, like I've said, if I can't do 31 days of Halloween like people do when they watch 31 days of horror films, because after watching several days of it, I find myself just my mood is dropped, and I need to watch something lighter to sort of bring it back up. There is an impact. There is an emotional impact of constantly sitting through that sort of thing, and that desensitization of it and wanting the next level is a great point. AJ and all friends abroad. Hi, Peter North here, old adult film star, retired from America. Awesome content, mates. Thanks, Peter North. Peter North? Who's Peter North? Have a look.
Peter North.
Old adult film star.
Oh, he is.
Films. AJ's going to have a look at some of his previous work.
Check it out.
Well, that's fine. We'll get him on. We'll get him on for an interview.
Never know who's watching.
The name rings a bell. Can't find it. Probably seen some of your stuff.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Great friends of Sir Danny D from Brazzers in UK. Thanks, Peter North. I don't know who Danny D is.
Maybe it's some other enough. Who knows?
Yeah. X was fine, but I do think if it wasn't for the sex stuff, it wouldn't be so highly regarded.
Yeah.
I still want to check out Pearl Mind. See, this is the thing, right? Is that for me, X, it felt like that was unnecessary. It felt like it was cynically put in to draw in the audience. You know, the fact that you've got these group of people who go to film in the early days of pornography to film this porn film. It felt like a very cynical way of creating a story, in that this group of people could have been.
It's going to move room.
All right, this group of people could have been anyone. You know, it could have been the sort of standard type of horny teens that you normally get in horror fare. But also in doing that, in doing what you've done, creating this group of people that they're all there for personal gain. They're all there for they're not very morally sound people, in that they're there wanting to make money out of pornography. They're there, you know, your main girl was a coke addict. Do you know what I mean? So each one of them were morally scrupulous, shall we say. So as a viewer, there wasn't a connection to any of this group of people there that I wanted to see live or follow you through the film. Even the young girl played by what's her face in Wednesday, who you thought, you know, could have been someone of a lighter take, even then wanted to get involved in the filming of the film and be on camera.
Yeah.
They were all there for this, and so it didn't work for me. Pearl, on the other hand, completely different film, completely different take, you know, in what it done. It wasn't like a redo of X, but in a different time. It was more of an individual story, and the psychology of this character and how she grew to where she came to be, sort of thing. The events of her surroundings and her life going on. So I found that far more interesting a movie than X was. Anyone else seen X? You saw Matt? You saw X, didn't you? Michael?
Yeah, I've seen X. Yeah, I know what you're saying about the sort of sex side of things. I think it played into that, and I think probably wouldn't have been as popular if that hadn't have been in it. I'm still interested to see Pearl, to see about that character, because it was kind of interesting to understand where she was coming from and why she was the way she was in X.
Anyone else seen X?
Yeah, sorry.
James, did you see X? Did you watch X, James?
What's that? Sorry, that was a lag. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Did you see X?
No, I haven't seen it. I will just check it out on internet right now. I've seen the poster, but I haven't seen the movie yet.
What was your thoughts of X in the end, Dan? I can't remember.
I mean, I thought it was okay. I don't think it broke any ground or any new ground. At least I just thought it was pretty run of the mill. I don't understand why it's so popular. I mean, it's okay, but now that you mention it, I would have liked to have seen the girl from Wednesday. I would have liked to have seen maybe she be the final girl, I guess, because it seemed like she was heading in that direction.
Yes,
and then, which was kind of unfortunate. I think that aspect did take me out of it a bit. I don't know. I just thought it was okay. It's not something that I'd return to. It just felt really run of the mill, just very basic, sort of movie, a real basic setup, basic sort of slasher film. And And I feel like just that the sex aspect was just added in there to spice it up a bit, give it a bit more substance for the audience, draw them in, to see it. But under all that, it's like, what do you get? Really, it just feels like a pretty standard slasher movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dr. Impossible says, sorry, Michael, get watching Star Trek V. There's an emotional core to that film. Look beyond the rubbish effects and see how deep that film is. I seriously don't know whether you're serious with this or not.
I think he's got a point. I mean, there's this stuff about loss and that kind of thing, isn't there? That, the bit where Cybok is he shows McCoy his father, and he then tries to do it to Kirk, and Kirk's like, no, I need my pain, don't take it away from me, it makes me who I am. So there's a deeper level there if you look for it.
So Star Trek V would be a good one for me to add to my Defending a Dud series and take a look at it, because it has been a while since Star Trek V. It's one I can easily sort of skip over and go from 4 to 6.
Yep.
James, I saw you grab something off the shelf.
Yes. Look, when you mentioned X, I was just looking for this one. Have you seen this one? Wait, it's on the American Mary. Do you know this one?
No, can't say I do. No.
Can you see
that one?
I see it.
I found this 2 days ago, and Catherine Isabel is in, and it sounds like the movie X. I believe there's some gore sound. See, this is a similar one. That's why I wanted to show it to you. American Mary, Catherine Isabel. She was in Ginger Snaps.
American Mary, 2012.
Yeah. I believe it's kind of similar one with X.
The allure of easy money sends Mary Mason, a medical student, into the world of underground surgeries, which ends up leaving more marks on her and her so-called freakish clients.
Yeah, it's a different story, but
6.2 out of 10.
It's a gore movie anyway with a girl.
Yeah. Who else was in it? 6.2 out of 10, no. Not bad rating, I suppose. You have to watch it and let us you have to watch it and let us know what it's like. We did a gory zombie adult film back in the 80s on the adult film set. It was called Goo Goo Boys.
Okay.
Can't say I've seen it. Will they bring out The Last of Us? You'll have to get bootleg. I love the first game. So Last of Us is HBO Max, isn't it? It's a HBO Max show. So there is a feasibility that it will get a physical media release. Because I'm working on the basis of the other DC shows all getting physical media releases. HBO Max stuff tends to get Warner Brothers tends to still release stuff on HBO Max is Warner. Yeah, it's Warner, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
And all the sort of DC shows like Titans and Doom Patrol and all that, which are on there, get physical media releases. So yeah, Danny, there's a possibility that I wouldn't jump into a bootleg of that, because a bootleg you can get at any time anyway. Even 5 years down the line, you can pick up a bootleg of anything if you know the right people. And I'm sure that you'll probably see that. Last of Us came out in 2013 in the zombie hype early days, but honestly did wonders for video game storytelling, and the show perfectly encapsulates the games. I can see more games doing it. Fair enough. I just felt Walking Dead. I just felt
it probably helps if you've seen you played the game, so you can relate more to the TV show. I found that obviously with Resident Evil, certainly that remake that I could see things in it that related to the game. So for somebody who's never played the game, they wouldn't get that experience. But yeah,
I mean, the game was fantastic. Like, it really was. Like, I feel like, I haven't seen the pilot episode, so first came out. I guess it's just came out, The Last of Us show. But the first game was really good. I know the second game didn't really do as well, but the first game, absolutely fantastic. Definitely a must play, that one. It was really good.
Yeah, so it's so easy for me to do the Walking Dead comparison with it, though. That's the problem for me. That's where the problem lies. All right, okay, it's a virus that comes from whatever it comes from. I can't remember what I was saying, but again, it doesn't matter where the virus comes from. The world just feels like I'm watching another corner of the Walking Dead universe. That's all it feels like to me. And is where the issue lies with me is the aesthetic, and I can't see this. Walking Dead has got such rich characters; it really has in it. You were talking about Dan about late seasons 2 and 3. You must remember where the little girl went missing at the beginning of the season, and then the end she's in Herschel's barn.
Yeah,
and she comes out zombified, and they've been looking for this little girl, and the mother, what's her face, who's still in it, or was finished now.
Carol.
She breaks down in tears, and Rick has to put a bullet again through this little child's head. That emotion. Will this show be able to create that kind of an emotion that The Walking Dead did at times? I never even went off of it. I know a lot of people jumped out at the Negan point when Negan battered those people's heads in. I didn't, obviously, and I think Negan's just become a fantastic character. One of the best redemption arcs for a character.
Wait, so I actually want to know, what's actually happened there? It seems so weird. So is Negan, because I'm not up to date with it, but has Negan become he's with Maggie now? They're together or something?
What, sexually?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because I've seen something like that, or something rather, maybe in a relationship or something.
No.
It would be so stupid, isn't it? I don't think so. I don't think it will happen.
No, they wouldn't. What's happened is I like the way because Negan's gone on to save Maggie's child, Glenn's kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Negan went on to put himself up for sacrifice to save everyone else. He'd done all this stuff, this redemption kind of stuff, but he's never been, even at the end, he's still an outsider to the group, even though he's in the group and he's done stuff that has, put him okay in their minds. He even has a chat with Maggie, and she says that she thanks him for saving the child, but she can never forgive him for what he'd done to Glenn. There'll be days when she says there's days when I might talk to you, and there's days when I won't, and that's just how it's going to be. And it's kind of left like that. So there's this, it doesn't feel forced, And Negan is, you see him in one of the last scenes is them all sat around a table eating, the survivors, but Negan isn't there. He's outside. He's not in that inner circle, so to speak. And then obviously whatever happens in there. And I think that's a great idea for a show, is that you've got Maggie and Negan together, because these two characters are not eye to eye. These are not, they've got this past that's there, that's and I think that's good to play on. I really do. So did you watch it then to the end, James? You watched all that?
I watched all of it, but except the last season. I need to see the last season. But I've seen some scenes from the last episode, which I shouldn't do, actually. I couldn't help myself. But I'll watch it,
All right, cool. Yeah, I like Negan as a character. But you've never felt this, that he's one of them. It's always been done quite well.
Mhm. I-
Pete says, have you guys checked out Z Nation? TV show Z Nation. It was a Sci-Fi Channel show.
Hmm.
Um,
No.
No.
Yeah, I have watched them. It's very, very, like he says, it's bizarre. It's
Yeah.
silly. It's stupid.
I've seen 'em.
It's a zombie series, yeah. And I had fun with it. It's cheaper than The Walking Dead, far cheaper, but
Mm.
it's not a bad show. It wasn't bad. It ran for 5 seasons, I think,
Mm.
if I recall. And they done a spin-off as well, a 1-season spin-off show, which might have been set before it. It sort of came and went without any sort of fanfare or notice. I can't remember the name of it though. It didn't get a release, that one. Z Nation did get a physical media
We
release.
should give it a try somehow. I mean, the name is there now, so it's in our mind. We can see it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Don't expect much from it. It's silly, it's stupid, but it
Yeah, it was like a comedic type thing.
yeah.
Midi type.
Mm.
Well,
Well,
it's more comic booky, shall we say? It's more. It's just ludicrous. It's ludicrous stuff. Yeah, but it's fun.
okay.
Did anyone watch the Netflix Resident Evil show this last year?
Yes.
What did you think of that?
Sure.
No. No, it was horrible. Hated it.
Yeah,
But
it
for
was-
some reason, I thought like I thought like maybe sticking all the way through it, something would come about, like
Yeah.
something of value, but nothing came.
I
Like,
like the
so,
idea of the 2 timelines. I thought that was quite unique to sort of have, stories going in. But yeah, something didn't quite work with it. There we go.
Yeah. So Simple Simon's Collectibles said supporting Team Oceans Reviews represent Aussie.
yeah,
James is in Australia as well.
yeah. James is Australian too, fellow
Yeah.
Aussie.
Welcome to Melbourne.
Yeah, they're neighbours. They're like
Yeah.
really close to one another. Only like a couple of hours flight. They're in the same time zone, so Australia does have multiple time zones, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm right. Yeah. See, you're close by.
Actually.
You can pop and see one another.
Maybe, yeah, sure. Why not?
You're
Someday.
not closer than
Do a
Although,
Blu-ray
I mean, I might go like Blu-ray hunting in Melbourne.
Yeah. If you make
There
it
you
here
go, or something.
together, sure. I'll bring you to op shops. Sure, man.
All right, yeah. We'll go to a few op shops here. There's that word again. Op shops.
Do you have
Yeah.
CEX in Melbourne, James?
What's that, sorry?
Do you have CEX?
X? No, not yet.
CEX.
Dan's got CEX in Sydney.
Yeah,
No.
it's kind of
Okay.
weird. For some reason, the CEXs here are only based in New South Wales, like Sydney and
Okay.
Queensland, but I haven't seen any in Melbourne.
Odd. Give me Day of the Dead. I've always preferred the film over Dawn of the Dead. I also like Tom Savini's retake of Night of the Living Dead. Savini very nearly gets half a leg over George Romero. Apparently Scott is coming back to Star Trek. Rumours has it for another season of NX-01 Enterprise. So that's
Bakula,
Bakula.
Scott Bakula.
yeah.
Quantum
Not
Leap.
heard that, them rumours, but I'd be up for that if they did. Jamie Powell, Jamie, how are you? Just woken up, lazy git. Hope you're all well. Watching anything today? What's your plans for today's watch? You got anything on?
Okay.
Anyone?
I might watch another Quantum Leap. I watched episode from season 5. Yeah, I might watch a few more. Great getting back. I'm really into 90s TV shows. I've been watching that Relic Hunter as well.
It's nearly the end.
It's really cheesy and corny, but I like it.
No wrong with cheating.
But I watched Predator today.
You watch what? Sorry.
Predator.
Predator.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
Predator.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic film.
Yeah, it is indeed. Yeah.
Dan, what
Okay.
are you watching? Any watches for you today?
Well, tonight I was thinking. I was in the middle of watching the Batman. Like second time rewatching. So I'll probably go back and finish that after this. And then I might flick on one of these animated DC titles that I've got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I've been getting into those lately. I feel like I want to get more into that side of DC and step away from the live action movies a bit, because I feel like a lot of people don't watch these DC animated movies. I mean, I know they're popular, but you just don't hear much about them. But there's content there. There's some good stuff there. I watched Batman and Harley Quinn a couple of like a week ago, and I thought that was pretty good. I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm going to be watching a couple of those, or maybe one of those tonight.
Yeah, the Batman Harley Quinn is based upon the very much like the animated TV series. It's like, although there's fart jokes in it, isn't there?
There's all sorts of like wacky stuff in it. It's like it's a side of Harley Quinn that I've never seen before. I feel like it can be a bit over the top, but I feel like it sort of comes down a bit. Like it jumps around a bit with the humor, but I think most of it was pretty good. I know. I was surprised at how like sort of adult it was. I think. Yeah, because going into it, I was thinking like, okay, this is going to be directed at maybe more of a younger audience, but the action was pretty good. Felt like pretty violent, like it didn't feel like it was toned down or anything. The jokes actually made me laugh. Like, yeah, it was good. I really liked it.
James, I take it you've seen some of them then?
What's that?
You've watched some of them animated films, the DC animated?
I have all of them in my collection. I really like them. Especially, I forgot the name of it, but the Crisis Story again with the Dark Side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what was its name? Do you remember it?
Are we talking...
Justice League, but Justice League what? I forgot the name of the movie. But Dark Side is coming to Earth, and also
Apocalypse War. Was it?
It was War. Yes, War. That's it. War is my favorite.
Yeah, I know one. Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they're doing the animation with the Japanese animators. It's kind of anime, not a real anime, but the animations are so dynamic, so I like it so much. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they're good. The DC animated cartoons are very good.
Awesome.
What would you say? I actually wanted to ask you guys, what would be your favorite? Like, what would be your like most recommended to watch out of those, like the DC animated titles?
Justice League Dark is awesome.
Justice League Dark is good. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I suppose that can be watched. The thing is, you've got like a 17 movie. There's a 17 movie series. I think it's about 17 films, starting with Justice League, Flashpoint, Justice League Flashpoint film, and you then lead into 17 films that are loosely connected and form one big film series that ends with Apocalypse War, called Justice League Apocalypse War. Although you can watch them on their own, you don't need that continuity.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of weird because I started watching, what was it, Constantine or something, that one.
Yeah.
And then, but it felt like I needed to watch another one before I started watching that. Like it was the end of something big. And I was like, okay, I better turn this off.
Yeah, House of something.
Yeah,
House of Mystery. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's like a sort of the 17 film series. I think it's 17 films, and don't quote me on the number. Ends with I won't say how it ends, but then the Constantine one is kind of like a sort of epilogue. It's an epilogue to that. That's
Okay.
why you had that feeling, yeah. Something major had happened, and then you go into that, and it gives you
Okay.
a sort of continuation of what happens to Constantine.
Yeah,
But I
that
would say,
good too.
yeah, I would say watch maybe the one that I sent to Matt, the Death of Superman,
Yeah.
and
Really
then
enjoyed that. Yeah.
and then Reign of the Supermen.
Yes.
Yeah. Got to watch that.
But yeah,
Just
Doctor
want to
Impossible.
ask
Go on.
another film I watched this last week. Has anyone seen Bone Tomahawk?
Yes. Oh my
What is
God.
it?
I thought that it was a Western movie, but it was a horror movie. It was shocking. It is
At the
also,
end-
my point is 10 for that movie. And it's also dramatic.
It's very good. I thought it was a good film, but yeah, that ending, oh my word.
Yeah. And it's heroic also, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sorry?
it's
Yeah.
quite
Heroic. I
graphic at the
mean,
end.
Yes.
this guy's, yeah.
You seen
It's
that?
nice
Man?
to see Kurt Russell back.
No,
man.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. I've seen the cover.
You
But
should give it a try, man.
Yeah. I recommend watching
I'll give it a go.
It's got what's the other guy in it? AJ been in the Conjuring films.
Oh,
I can't remember his name.
Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson. He's in it as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
just be prepared at the end.
Okay.
Now you should go and watch if you haven't seen it. Is it Attacking Cell Block 99 or something? With Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
seen that.
Brawling
Seen that.
Cell Block. Brawling Cell
Yeah,
Block.
Brawl and
99.
Cell Block. Yeah.
That's the same director,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
it's as good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I thought that one was a bit weird. I don't know, like just seeing Vince Vaughn in that sort of role. I just feel like it just didn't really. I don't know, like it just felt tonally off.
Really,
You're so used to seeing
expecting him
him.
to be comedic,
Yeah, it's like
It
it
was
just
a
felt
turnaround.
kind of weird.
and then he went on to do Dragged Across Concrete.
Mm.
The director with Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson, which was a police kind of film.
But we were saying there have been a couple of actors that have done that, haven't they? Obviously, Robin Williams, I mean, famously known for comedic roles, but then he's done some very serious stuff like 1 Hour Photo, fantastic film.
Yeah.
Just shows you the range that he has or had, bless him. And the other one, Jim Carrey. And I know you haven't seen Number 23, but again, a very serious, I quite enjoyed that film. And it was nice to see Jim Carrey playing a very dark role, very different to anything you've seen him in before. And it's nice that actors take that jump, and they go into something that is totally, left field, and you wouldn't expect them to do it. So,
No.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So Dr. Impossible says he saw X recently. He agrees. What is all the fuss over it? It's all been done before.
I think
Jamie
it's the
says-
70s vibe about it that people like, that nostalgia.
Yeah. I felt it done a good job of that. I felt it done a good job of recapturing that era feel, if I recall.
My favourite character is still the crocodile in it.
Yeah.
Well, he's there in Pearl as well, so
Oh, is he?
yeah, you got to return. Jamie says he grew up with Star Trek original TV series and films, always enjoyed all of them. Final Frontier is known to be a weak one. I've always liked it. What does God need with a spaceship? The God in Star Trek 5 is Satan. I've never looked at it like that. Star Trek 5 also promotes the notion of euthanasia, with McCoy's father being killed off by McCoy himself. That film, I need to give it a.
Yeah, it's got levels to it, definitely.
I'm going to have to do it as defending a dud because it is considered a dud. I'll have to put it into some of my on my list. and unpleasant equal measure. Yeah, I know, but I've always liked how Kirk dared to question God. That is good, Jet. Excuse me. Plus, I need my pain made his character stronger
Yeah.
here. Great stuff. Ahura dancing to distract the men eek. Let's see if I can get through these because we're running short on time. God in Star Trek V is vengeful and deceptive. Cyborg is brilliantly played by Lawrence Luckinbill. Cyborg was, wait a minute, Cyborg was introduced in Strange New Worlds, wasn't he? And then it sort of went nowhere. I suppose that'll be later on in a sequel series. Do you allow people to plug their channels? Yeah, of course I do. I know you can't put on links though, can you? But people can, yeah, I've got no problem with, and that's what the video's all about really, is that's why we get new people on smaller channels to help plug their channels and get them known by the community and that. Jamie, I love the campfire scenes with Kirk, Spock and Bones. I preferred him before he died. Some good light. There is that scene around the campfire is good. The thing is, it doesn't matter how bad a Star Trek film is. When you've got that group, that core group of people together, there's some worth there, definitely.
Chemistry, yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to get some good writing and some good scenes. Simple Simon's off. Oh yeah, because it's nearly 11 o'clock for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, Simon's probably got work tomorrow.
Yeah. The Batman animated series is great from the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice listen to you guys, except the zombies. Laugh out loud. Have a great day. Off to do a video for my channel. Fog has lifted. Take care all. We'll have to look at getting TJ on as well then.
TJ, work in progress.
Oliver Ian. That's Little Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Movie chat. Hi, Little Steve. Hi, guys. I'm out now. Might go into CEX. Enjoy the stream. We'll watch the rest after. Cheers,
Take
Danny.
care, Danny.
Cheers.
Dr. Impossible says cheers. So I'm going to round those comments up there. I won't take any more comments. I'm coming out of the comment sections. I can't even see them come up. So I'm not thingied. So let's just have a little chat. You know, we've got a couple of minutes. Let's round up. So it has been nice having James in from Movie Monster. So James, what have you got going on? Have you got anything in the pipeline for your channel that you want to tell people about? Anything coming up?
Look, these days I'm kind of busy with the work, but I believe next week at the weekend I will shoot a video about Megan.
Okay,
Yeah, I prepared some scenes, but I'm still gathering in my mind because that's a very nice movie. I really like it.
Yeah.
Hopefully next Saturday my new video will be online. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. So I will, like I said, I will add links to James's channel in the main comment section, and obviously Oceans and Matt. I'll add all the links there. So make sure you go over and find his channel and subscribe. That'd be great. James, it's been fantastic having you on. We will have you on again. We'll sort out something again in the future to have you on.
Thank you so much. This was a very nice conversation, friends. Thank you so much.
That's cool. And Dan, what have you got going on? Anything we can look forward to in the future? For you?
Well, I've got a review coming out for the Batman and Harley Quinn animated movie. It's like, I guess, like a review, and I've titled it like my first experience with DC animation, because it literally is. And I've done an unboxing for the 25th anniversary of Princess Mononoke, Studio Ghibli animated title. So that's the 25th anniversary for that one. And then I think I might make some sort of movie related to, you know, like some 4Ks that I might watch and talk about and review. Like because today I just watched Top Gun Maverick in 4K. That was really good. So I might make a video dedicated to something like that. But Nicolas Cage reviews will be returning, I guess, soon, I suppose. I don't know. I watched, I tried to watch Pig the other week. And I don't know, I couldn't get into it. So I'm going to have to give it a rewatch, a re-sit down for that one. But yeah.
All right, cool. And Matt, what about yourself? And also tell us about next week's live.
Oh yeah. Mine's
week-
gone blank. Who we've got on?
So next week we're on Saturday at
Yeah,
1:30, aren't we? We're doing
1:30. And we've got Trevor from Double Bill Movies and 4K Michelin Man.
That's it.
Michelin
4K.
Man Movies.
Yes.
Yeah, he's fairly new. He's just started doing some videos.
All
So
right,
we got chatting to him, and yeah, he's going to be our guest next week.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit earlier, 1:30 till 3:30.
That's right. I'm off out for an evening birthday thing, not mine.
So yeah, look out for that. And then
And
the
what
week
about-
after, you'll be back on your channel, and you've got a couple of guests probably lined up for that as well.
Yeah, I've got Movie Madman's trying to sort something out.
Yeah.
And I've not yet put anything in place for the other person. So that'd be good. But what about this week on your channel, Matt? Anything coming?
This afternoon, there's going to be an unboxing of a couple of things that you sent me. So yeah, look out for that. And then tomorrow there'll be an unboxing of something that came, and then a bit of a closer look at that item on next Saturday.
All right, cool. I will say that the items that I sent Matt it was me opening up one of my boxes from the attic, and I did say in the video that I'm going to have to find something to do with these sort of doubles that I've got of stuff, old DVDs. And Matt said, "Oh, well, if you don't want them, I'll take them. I'll give you something for them." Like I said, no, obviously. And I did also send something on to Bal, the commenter who comments. He said, "Oh, can I give you something for them?" And again, I just sent them on to him and said that I don't want nothing for them.
I really appreciate it.
So me myself, it's just sort of business as usual. I will have a room tour next Saturday, or the start of a room tour. I don't know if it will be in 2 parts. I don't want to upload an hour video and put an hour video out. So I might stick to half hour and do it in 2 parts over Saturday and Sunday. We'll see how that goes. I was considering doing it live, but because I've got no booster between the Wi-Fi in the front room and the bedroom, it didn't really pan out that way. So I'm going to have to pre-record it. It's just sort of business as usual for me over the week, I suppose. But I am back at work fully, and my focus has got to be that more so than anything else. So I don't know. I got nothing really planned in the week. It's as and when and what comes about. But there we go. So thank you everyone for the comments. It's been great. Jamie says thanks for good stream and see you later. So just hang around. Don't go anywhere, gents, because obviously we'll catch up in the green room after I shut it down. And so thank you all for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. It's been great. So that's goodbye from the 4 of us. Like I said, when I can, I will put up the links in the description or in the comment for these gents. There we go. So goodbye all. I'm ending the broadcast now.
All right.